And we are learning to remember things worth remembering, learning to remember things worth remembering, learning to remember things worth remembering, everyday knowledge for you. And we are learning to remember things worth remembering, learning to remember things worth remembering, learning to remember things worth remembering, everyday knowledge for you. Hello everyone and welcome to another EDK. Can I just explain that I've come out to the garage, it's very cold, so I've put on my old painting jacket. It's a jacket that I put on to do painting, so you probably can't see, but it's covered in paint, and I've got it on because I'm cold. Anyway, what are we doing with knowledge today? That's right, what do I need the room to be? That's right, and what do I need you to be? Yes, focus, listen to the questions, the room will be silent so you can concentrate and bring all the knowledge back into your working memory. Right, you might know this, but you probably don't, that this week on Thursday, it's International Women's Day, Ladies' Day. And what that means is that hopefully across the world, we remember women, girls, women, ladies, we remember what they've done to make this world a better place. Now, before you get a bit funny about this, there is an International Men's Day as well. I think that's in November, October, November. But this week it's International Women's Day. And I was speaking to Miss Smart, who works in Year 2 at Stukely, and she said, can we please celebrate women that have achieved things in EDK? And I said, yes, Miss Smart, of course we can. Now, one of the reasons we have a Women's Day, a celebration of women, is that over the last, well, forever, in history, it tends to be that men, and this is not a good thing, and you can talk about this in your classes a bit more, or in your families, it tends to be that over the last kind of years, decades, centuries, that men have become more famous, or got more credit, or been more popular, especially hundreds, thousands of years ago. It tends to be that that's happened, and women haven't been allowed to take the credit or to be popular or be famous. What I mean by this is men that compose music have usually gone on to become more famous than women. Men who've written books have usually become more famous and gone on to. And if you talk to your families and you talk to your teachers about this, you will see that definitely 50 years ago, 100 years ago, 200, 300 years ago, it was very difficult as a woman to make a name for yourself, to show people that you could do a really good job. It was difficult. And there's lots and lots to talk about here from a history point of view. Nowadays, it's much fairer. Still not completely fair, but it's much fairer. And I'm going to give you one example. Men's football. We hear about it. We see it, we listen to it, it's everywhere. It's only now in the last couple of years that women's football has started to be put on the telly, has started to be reported. And that's one example of where we're starting to get a little bit of equality. Anyway, there's me being a little bit political, but hopefully your teachers will be able to give you some more information around that. Today, all we're going to do is a reminder of some of the ladies that are some of the women that are in our EDK. So, here is a famous piece of art. Can you tell me the name of the female artist? That's right, the artist is Frida Kahlo. Okay, here's another piece of art. Can you tell me the name of the artist? That's right, it's Loon Coonan, or Daisy Loon Coonan to give her full name. Here is a queen that used to serve our country. Name? That's right, it's Queen Elizabeth II. And here's another queen that used to serve us. That's Queen Victoria. Brilliant. Right, I'm going to finish by playing you a brand new piece of music, a famous piece of music, and I'll explain why after it. I'll explain why I'm playing it today. Here is the piece of music. I hope that somebody in the class, especially in Key Stage 2, hope that somebody knows what that music is famous for. Any ideas? Yes, that music is famous for being played at weddings. It's called the Wedding March. Now, it used to be that maybe 30, 40, 50, 100 years ago, that was played all the time. It's not probably played that much nowadays, but most adults will know that as the Wedding March. And it was composed by somebody called Felix Mendelssohn. Mendelssohn is a composer. He was a man, a German, I believe, lived many, many years ago. Why am I telling you about this? Because Felix Mendelssohn had a sister who also composed lots of pieces of music. But guess what? When they were alive, it wasn't the done thing. It wasn't the popular thing to have a female composer, so she gave most of her music to her brother, who then made it famous. Isn't that outrageous? I can't believe that. It's true though. That was by Felix Mendelssohn. I don't think his sister wrote that one. She wrote lots of other pieces. But anyway, that was Felix Mendelssohn's Wedding March, but his sister wrote a lot of pieces too, but didn't get the fame. Okay, we're going to finish there. Remember, all of this week we're going to celebrate famous women in history and what they've done, and hopefully this week gives you a chance to talk those through. See you next time. And we are learning to remember things worth remembering, learning to remember things worth remembering, learning to remember things worth remembering, everyday knowledge for you. And we are learning to remember things worth remembering, learning to remember things worth remembering, learning to remember things worth remembering, everyday knowledge for you.